Hey guys, and welcome back to Glory Hunter. Today we are returning with the Netherlands for Euro 2028. Of course, in the previous episode we did manage to secure, of course, the Champions League and the Premier League double. And you can see the Netherlands side that we have put together here is pretty strong in my opinion. I think we're going to have a really good chance of winning this competition. We obviously won the World Cup with England in our previous international tournament. And of course we are now looking to win the Euros with the Netherlands. So we will be playing through the group stage. You can see our group here. I think I did show in the previous episode that we have been drawn with Northern Ireland, Portugal and Wales. But as for the rest of the groups, you've got Croatia, Germany, Hungary and Ireland in B, Norway, France, Poland and Austria in Group C, and Belgium, Spain, Finland and England in D. Tough group that. One of those big teams is going to be heading out of the competitions in the group stage. As for us guys, we've got Portugal in the group opener. It's actually the opener of the whole tournament. So I guess without any further ado, let's just get into it. First game as Netherlands boss. Here we are then guys, time for our first played game as Netherlands boss. And funnily enough, it is against one of our formerly managed teams in Portugal. So a lot of familiar faces in the Portugal lineup, including their captain, Ruben Neves. So here is our side for today's game. Then you can see the classic 3 or 5 at the back, whatever you want to call it. The 3 in midfield and Gakpo and Brobbey up top give us a lot of firepower going forward. We of course actually managed Portugal in a knockout tie against the Netherlands during the 2024 European Championships, where of course we were in charge of Portugal but came up short in the end. We did manage to beat the Netherlands though in that, I think it was a quarter-final tie. So here is their team. It has changed a bit since we were there, obviously that being quite a few years ago now. But still a lot of familiar names in there. Cancelo, Diaz, Inacio, very good at the back. The captain, Ruben Neves, Bernardo Silva. They've also got Francisco Conceição on the right wing, obviously son of the manager, Sergio Conceição. So it'd be interesting to see. I'm not sure how well he's developed in this save, but it'd be interesting to see how we deal with him. They've also got Ronaldo's regen, Thiago Lopez up top, who I'm sure will be a handful. So first game of the European Championships. Let's see how we get on with our new team. Here's Gravenberch picking up a nice little pocket early doors. Through the gap to Brobbey. Brobbey has Gakpo in support, and inside 5 minutes, Cody Gakpo gives the Netherlands the lead. What a perfect start to this European Championship. I do expect us to get through the group. This is our toughest game, so not getting overly excited yet. Keeper starts to come, so Brobbey just squares it to Gakpo to tap home. And I really like the look of this team. I think we can go far in this competition. These two up top look like they're going to be quality as well. 1-0, Cody Gakpo on the score sheet. Frankie doesn't win the loose ball, and now Inacio brings it forward. Of course, another player that we know very well. Shot comes in from range, and it's in. Portugal back on level terms, and it's Vitinha. It's good football from Portugal. Lopez and Inacio linking up before Bernardo knocks it back to Vitinha. And I think Bilo possibly should have done better with that. It's hit pretty well, but it's not quite in the corner, and he doesn't really get across to it. Portugal back on level terms just before the break. And now we look to counter. And it's Gakpo now. Has Ian Martson on the overlap down the left, and the former Chelsea man bursting down the left wing. Ian Martson puts the Netherlands ahead once again. Brilliant counter-attacking goal, and the left wing back popping up in acres of space. Loads of space to run into. Defender trying to get across, but he hits it across Costa, who again maybe feels he should have done better. But Ian Martson finds that far corner and restores our lead going into the break. Frimpong getting away early down the right-hand side. Fullback's getting really involved. Not really got much to hit in the area, but Gakpo's coming in. And that time it is a brilliant header and a brilliant save by the keeper. And now the Portuguese looking to get forward. Oh, it's missed. And João Felix is in. Huge gap for Felix, who slams it home. It was missed by Sven Botman, and he's been punished. Poor defending. Missed there by Botman, and Felix just races through. No one can get near him. Takes it early. And again, Bilo beaten pretty easily. Gravenberch does well. Finds Frimpong. Frimpong's in behind the defence here. Can he pull it back to Xavi Simons to restore our lead again? We are not lying down in this one. Brilliant from Frimpong, and our fullbacks are really getting involved on either side. So this is it. As Goncalves looks to take on Timber. It's back to Lopez and given away to Frimpong. That will surely do it. And there is the whistle. It was arguably our biggest game of the group stage, and we have managed to pull off the victory. It's a big one on opening night, and we should be able to comfortably see out the group from here. Right then, guys, time for the second group game of the Euros. We are heading off against Wales once again, like we did with England at the World Cup just a few years ago. Right then, here is the Wales team. Obviously, we pretty comprehensively beat them with our England side, as I mentioned a few years ago at the World Cup. As for us, here is the lineup. A couple of changes. Danjuma comes in up top for Brobby. Timber is into midfield for Gravenberch, and also a couple of changes in the back line just to freshen it up. Also, Dan Kramer, the young goalkeeper, coming in instead of Justin Bilo. Thought I'd give him a go in this one. I'm expecting a pretty comfortable win, hence why we've made a few changes to freshen it up. Matthias de Ligt, also, because he got a booking in the previous game, if he gets another, will miss a game. So if he gets booked, don't claim match fixing, but I won't be against him at missing the final group game. Oh, and there's an injury there. Never mind getting booked. Matthias de Ligt may be out of the game and the rest of the tournament for us there. He does look to be getting back to his feet, so hopefully it's nothing more than a bruise, but it was a strong tackle on him. He does seem to be back up now. Switched out to Martson. So much space for the wing-backs. Here's Xavi Simons. Looks for Danjuma through the gap. Danjuma bends home to give us the lead. Have to say, really liking Danjuma in that forward line. And he is the man to give us the lead. Brilliant ball out to Martson, who gives it infield to Xavi Simons. And it's a brilliant little poke through the defence into Danjuma, who's got the pace to get in behind. Bends it home past Powell. And Holland lead again. Wales coming forward down the left. Beck swings one into Johnson. It's a brilliant strike. And Brennan Johnson equalises for Wales. First time they've been forward. Beck down the left swings in a brilliant cross. De Ligt out of position. Runs off the back of Timber. And on the volley, slams it home. No chance for Kramer in there. Simons floats it in. Looking for Danjuma. Oh, what a goal. On out Danjuma. That is a brilliant header. Great ball in by Xavi Simons. And Danjuma really staking a claim to be our central striker moving forward. Gets behind Ampadu, who misses the header. And Danjuma loops it into that far corner. What a header. And Danjuma has two. Oh, De Ligt will go into the book for that one, surely. There is Matthias De Ligt's booking, which I believe will keep him out of the final group game, but will reset his yellow card tally. So not a problem with me doing a Mourinho and getting a couple of tactical yellow cards. As Johnson, I'm not sure why he's shooting from there. Now, Welsh feeling a little bit more confident. Poor giveaway from us, and the ball's inside, and Kramer makes a good save to push that wide of the post. The big 6'6" frame of Dan Kramer turning that away, and Wales are back on level terms. Not sure who that is with the header. It's Joe Roden, who does pull the Welsh back level. Now Timber can slide it forward into Brobby. Got men over here. Gravenberch into Frankie. And Brobby, who's off the bench, slams it home to give us the lead again. And you want to make sure you're watching the Netherlands games in Euro 2028, because there's goals, goals, goals. 3-2 once again to the Dutch. De Jong just waited for the defender to close him down, finds Brobby, who lashes it into the top corner. And we've got a bit of a striking dilemma. All of our forward players who have been on the pitch are scoring goals, so moving forward, we're going to have to make a couple of decisions. Here's De Jong striding forward again. Now Gakpo. Simmons has Martson in support. So much time and space for Martson. Pulls it back to Simmons. And our fullbacks are really causing problems. Martson in behind again. This time drives into the penalty area. Pulls it back to Xavi Simmons. And it's a clever finish from him. Kept it low. And picks out the net with the keeper nowhere to be seen. That will surely do it for Netherlands, who will be heading through to the knockout phase. Wales not quite done yet though. Colwill is in behind, and maybe I spoke too soon. 4-3 and more goals. Kramer lifts it out to Frimpong. Time and space again, and Gravenberch in support. It's Ryan Gravenberch with a man at the back stick. It's Xavi Simmons coming in to seal it. And another goal for Xavi Simmons in the European Championship, scoring lots of goals from midfield, which is exactly what we want from him in that slightly more advanced role. Gravenberch does well down the right, picks out Simmons. And it's a third goal, I think, at the tournament for Xavi. And that will do it. It's a 5-3 victory for the Netherlands. And progression to the knockouts now surely secured. Oh, but guys, some big news. Matthijs de Ligt is going to miss the rest of the tournament. Our main man at the back out for 3 months with a broken toe. That is actually a massive miss for us. We've got Timber, of course, who's been playing on the right, and Botman on the left. But beyond that, we're not as strong at centre-back. Van der Ven and Teze, who can come in. But that is a real blow for us at centre-back. Matthijs de Ligt is done for the tournament. Here we are then, guys. Match day 3 in the groups. We know that we are pretty much, as I mentioned, guaranteed to make it through to the knockouts. So I'm not too fussed. We've made, I think, 10 changes or 9 changes. Kramer remains in goal and Timber had to stay in at centre-back. But other than that, the entire team is rotated here. So here you can see our lineup then. Lots and lots of changes, as it's a bit of a nothing game for us. So we're giving some sort of fringe players the game time, as you see quite often in these third group games when a team is already through. And as for Northern Ireland, I mean, to be honest, there aren't many players I recognise in there. Paddy McNair, Dion Charles and Shane Lavery, Ethan Galbraith as well. Couple of names in there that I recognise, but pretty weak for Northern Ireland, who of course for them still a massive game. They know that a win, I think, will guarantee them to make it to the knockout. So I still want to win this. I want to go 3 from 3 in the group, but we have made a lot of changes. So let's see how the backup boys can get on out there. Timber wins the ball back. We've got Kenneth Taylor playing in that deeper role today. And I think there'll be chances in this one, because the way the two teams are lined up, they're playing left and right mids who might not want to come back with our fullbacks. And there's a chance here as it's knocked down and slammed home brilliantly. Not sure who it was who finished it off. Is Daniel Marlon making his first appearance of the competition. Brilliant strike on the half volley. And just as I was saying about their sort of wide fullbacks not coming with our wing backs, that's how we get in down the left. Nodded back, and Daniel Marlon, brilliant strike, low and hard, no chance for the keeper. Oh, ball in behind, and they've got a man in the middle, and it's not cut out, and there is the equaliser for Northern Ireland. We said both teams would probably score. On these sliders, we do not keep many clean sheets. And they got in behind our fullback this time, drilled it across the face, and Shane Lavery slams home to level it up. And Ven does well, and here's Taylor again, picking up a lot of space. Xavi Simmons now off the bench. Can he be the difference maker? Simmons! It's straight down the throat for Southwood, who can turn it behind, and Taylor will take the resulting corner. It's a good ball and it's a good header, and Wrench should tap home and does. It's a brilliant initial header. I'm not sure who it was who got first contact on it. It might have been Wrench himself. But it's him who follows it up off the save from Southwood. It was Wrench who got the first contact and then follows in his own saved effort to head home and restore the lead for the Netherlands. Simmons making a difference off the bench and bursting forward, and I see Donyell Marlon. It's not quite going to fall to him. He knocks it down to Taylor though, and Marlon again to wrap it up. That should do it. Donyell Marlon at the double. It's actually really good centre forward play from Marlon initially. Wins the header, then gets up and races through. And again, another one of our attackers putting in a really, really good display as Donyell Marlon notches up his second of the game. And Kenneth Taylor in that midfield, it's not foul for me, but Kenneth Taylor has been magnificent in that Frenkie de Jong sort of deep line playmaker role, as that's a good ball in and Kramer forced to make the save. Another injury there, and I think it's Teze who was our backup for Matthijs de Ligt going down. That is the last thing that we need. But now here comes Marlon down the other end. Marlon infield and wins the corner. Not good news if Teze's down as well. Simmons picking up loads of little pockets. Danjuma. Oh, it's a brilliant strike. Wanted him to hit it on the volley, but he didn't want to hit it first time. But waits for the bounce, hits it on the half volley, and it's just as exquisite from Danjuma. And like I say, we've got a bit of a striking option as we've got so many options up there who are playing well. Brilliant from Danjuma. 4-1. Kenneth Taylor again, that's superb, and I see Danjuma on the run. Danjuma in behind and dinks it over the keeper onto the top of the crossbar. He is a real menace, Danjuma. Here's Xavi Simmons, finds De Jong. Now Timber. Danjuma, we're just looking for an opportunity. De Jong, Danjuma, it's 5. Danjuma with another, and I think he has to start in the first knockout round. Danjuma has been a quality so far in the tournament. A brace off the bench for the Dutchman. And there's the full-time whistle. I said it might be a bit of a rout. It ends up in a 5-1 victory for Holland, which means that we have 3 wins from 3 in the group stage, and once again we will be progressing to the knockouts. We'll go and take a look at the final group standings from all 4 groups and see potentially who it will be that we face in, I think it goes straight to the quarterfinals. Alright then guys, that will do it for today's video. We have made it through to, as I mentioned, it goes straight to the quarterfinals in FIFA in the Euros. So it will be ourselves and Portugal going through on what I believe must be, I don't know if it's head to head or goal difference and then goals scored, but Portugal make it through in second. In Group B, Croatia topped the group with Germany coming in second place. Group C saw France go through pretty comprehensively with Poland in second. And in Group D, it's Spain and England making their way to the quarterfinals, with Belgium, who of course we faced in the World Cup final a couple of years ago, heading home in the group stage. The quarterfinal draw has been made, and of course that will be coming in the next video. The Netherlands will be taking on in the quarterfinals. It's Germany. Not sure how I feel about that. They 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss in Group B, and I don't know, Germany have some decent young players. Obviously we're so far into the save now that who knows what their team is going to look like. It'll be France against England, which is a huge game, Croatia against Portugal, and Spain v Poland. I reckon if we get through, I'd fancy our chances as long as we avoid France or England in the semi-finals. But as I mentioned guys, that will be coming in the next episode. We'll have the full knockout stage of the Euros, so make sure to come and catch that one when it is out over the next couple of days. I hope to catch you for it very soon, and peace.